So do I face you? Do you want to face the camera? Face camera?
Yeah, I think we're a little close. Why don't you scoot? Okay, there you go. Yeah, it's not that I don't like it, it's just, you know. All right, everybody, we're here for the second edition of Chat with Chris. I'm here with master turner and artist, Kyle Toth.
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 Holy I get this over. I'm sorry, man.
You should leave that in there.
Oh, man.
It's all good. I don't catch people Toth, like both.
Okay, here we go. All right, okay. Hey, everybody. Chat with Chris here for my second edition of Chat with Chris. I'm here with master woodcarver and artist, Kyle Toth, in Marietta, California.
Yep.
Well, listen, I wonder if you could start by just telling us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm Kyle Toth. I've been making and building things since I've been like 10 years old. I used to get boxes of nails and screws and sheets of plywood for Christmas and my birthday and stuff like that. I started out making skateboard ramps, you know, building backpacks out of wood for school. Got into like the finer furniture when I was like 17. Started building some stuff for my parents' house. Built the kitchen table when I was 17. We still have it today. It's,
oh, really?
You know, it's solid oak, foolproof. And I found a school in Boston that one of my teachers, my math teachers in high school, told me about. Like, you should look into this school. And at the time, it didn't really interest me. And I started making vases and segmented turnings at the time, and that kind of like fueled the whole woodworking. Kind of built up me making just other things.
Okay.
You know, and I've never had a job. I've only ever made things for people. You know, even in high school, I used to take all of my stuff down to like little craft shows and out to the wineries and sell stuff out there. So like the thought of being able to do this was kind of in the back of my head, but it wasn't always like, oh, this could be a full-time thing. And once I heard about that school, I was like, okay, this is where I need to go. And I went to North Bennett Street School in Boston, Massachusetts, and I got cabinet and furniture making, I guess, what do you call it, degree. It's very like hands-on, learning how to do stuff. And I graduated there in end of 2011, 2012. I moved back to California and I got an apprenticeship at a shop in San Diego. It was like an Art Deco shop. And I worked there for about 8 months. And kind of went out on my own and said, you know, I'm going to do this.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and so I worked in my parents' garage for about a year.
Did you live in the basement while you're working in the garage?
We don't have basements.
Okay. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm from the Midwest. Okay.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I just, you know, lived in my parents' house when I was doing that. They let me take over their whole garage, you know, so it was about half the size of this place I'm in now. And then I found this place like 2.5, 3 years ago.
So what do you like to specialize in?
I love doing the segmented turning.
Okay.
That's been my favorite thing to do because I never let like commissions come in for those. I just make those for myself. I put them out there. If other people want them, they can buy them. So it's something that I do 100% just for me because I enjoy the process.
Oh wow, that's great.
Yeah. So, you know, I'll make a table or whatever somebody wants the way that they want it to look. But if someone says, "Hey, I want a vase to look like this," I'm just like, "No, that's my thing. That's my thing." You know.
Well, how long will it take you to make one of those segmented vases? Because they're amazing. They're just amazing.
Yeah, it depends on the time or the size, but usually it takes a smaller vase will take 40, 50 hours or so.
Okay.
I've had some that'll.
You mean from gluing everything together to actually turning them?
Mm-hmm.
And what's your design process? How do you come up with these ideas, or why do you do the things the way you do?
I love like repeating patterns, and I try and find that type of repeating pattern stuff like in things that just naturally exist, like in nature. So I'm just really drawn to mathematic designs where things are very repetitious and a lot of lines can make up like a nice smoothing curve.
Okay.
And I love black. I want everything to be black.
I've seen lately you've got this leopard skin look.
Yeah, the leopard print that I carved, yeah. I made the first like leopard print table when it was in 2012. And I did I did the legs and I was like, okay, now I got to do the rails, and it took me like 40 hours to do the legs, you know, just the legs alone. And then I was like, oh, crap, I got to do all the rails, and all that stuff. So I finally like finished up. Oh man, this thing is so awesome! And I took it to a show in Del Mar, and it sold like within a week of being at the show. And that was my first like leopard table piece. And I said, I'm gonna make 5 of these. So I did a series of 5. I still haven't finished. I'm on that 4th one, but all of those have sold since then. And I kind of just dabbled with it and kind of kept it in the background as like this, print that I like to carve on things. And over the past 2 years, I've been putting it on just about everything and trying to incorporate into more of my personal projects and getting it out there so other people can enjoy it too. So it's going pretty well, and I've started doing different designs in like tabletops and stuff like that, and signs and letters.
Oh wow!
So it's pretty fun. So I feel like I can really grow and expand with that like technique.
I've seen you put it on like a Nike shoebox.
Yeah,
right?
like a Nike shoebox. So yeah, it started off like, well, let's put it on a table, and now I have a shoebox that looks like a Nike shoebox. So
awesome.
I never would have thought like making this and putting it on a leg would have led me to putting it on a Nike shoebox or coasters or
Yeah.
The goal is to get it onto my faces, so you'll have a segmented face that has this elaborate pattern, and then I'll wrap the whole thing in black veneer and carve through, so you'll get this depth in like two-tone, so you'll see a pattern below and then this repetition.
But this is, you carve each individual.
Well, I use a little
spot.
trim router, but yeah, they're all done by hand. It takes a long time, but
It'll be hard for people to replicate it though.
Yes, it is. So a lot of patience. It's just patience with me. I have lots of patience, so you know what that's like.
No, I do know. Now, what's your current project?
Current project, I'm making this double Taurus. So it's going to kind of go up and make a full donut, and then do another little loop in between.
Now we're gonna break later. We're gonna go over there and
Yeah,
film that.
I'll show you that.
Show you things. I think it's
yeah.
super
So
cool.
that I made regular Taurus. Yeah, so I made that Taurus, and the whole time I was thinking, I was like, wow, I want to make this thing huge.
And wait, is Taurus a term for something? Or is it something you made up?
No, it's an actual term. It's just that geometric shape is called a Taurus. I guess a Taurus inside, or if you turn one inside out, it's like the same thing. So it's just this crazy thing that I fell in love with, and I was like, I want to make one of those in wood.
Okay.
There's thoughts to say that our universe is shaped like a Taurus.
But a Taurus is like a donut.
A Taurus is a donut.
What's the difference between a donut and a Taurus?
You can't eat it. You can't eat a Taurus.
Well, that's pretty awesome.
So yeah, the current project is making this double Taurus.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I have some tap handles that I gotta make too for a brewery.
So explain tap handles. I
make tap handles for a couple different breweries, but the first one I started making them for was called Refuge Brewery. And it's, their design, they need a tap handle every time they send out a new keg to a new restaurant or bar, so that way people know that, oh, they have Refuge Blood Orange Wit on tap. And so every bar or restaurant needs a keg and a tap handle, and they're in over like 800 locations now.
Wow.
So I made 1,500 of them, and they keep on growing and expanding. So
that's great.
It's like my shop bread and butter. And since then, I picked up 4 other accounts with different breweries. It's pretty fun because I've designed some of myself. They've come to me with ideas and designs, and it's cool because I get to see them being used in like general public.
Did you get free beer or anything like that? Okay.
Yeah, they give me free kegs.
Free kegs?
Yeah.
How long does it take you to go through? Do you have like a big party then, or?
Yeah, this place, it turned into a nightclub at nighttime. I got lasers and fog machines set up.
We'll show you around a bit the shop and the gallery. That's awesome. You also showed me something else. You showed me.
Oh, yeah, coffee mugs. Yeah, I make these coffee mugs with stainless steel inserts. This one's still attached to the base, and they're just segmented. And I sell them on my website. They have lids and caps that go on the top. So this one has just one coat. It needs a couple more coats on it. But yeah, I'm kind of developing like a home line of just products and cutting boards, ice cream scoopers, pizza.
Well, what are you going to do to make them distinct for Kyle Toth? I mean,
well, the segmented look kind of helps do that. Just very high quality. I don't know if it's gonna, I'm still trying to figure out what's gonna set it apart, but I want everything to be very high quality and just not the conventional things that you'll see in
yeah, like this is another thing you are.
Yeah, this is like here's one of the pizza cutters here.
It weighs about 5 pounds.
Yeah, this thing will cut through a good sized pizza.
But what did you do on this then?
Well, this one's turned in ebony. I'm making a whole set just for myself. That's going to be all ebony. I'm going to do like a knife set, a cheese set, butcher block. Basically everything for a kitchen. So they're just meant to last, and you can unthread them here if you want to throw this thing in the washer.
Oh, cool.
So that's
awesome.
something that it's kind of just fun for me. I sell a lot of these around Christmas time, stuff like that. So I kind of want to just develop more like little, more affordable, pieces that I can sell. So.
Now, what in the hell is this?
This thing is called a ribbon. But it's made of 3 bottomless bowls. So if you can imagine this one, if you were to flip it over, you would have a bowl that has no bottom on it. So they're all turned at a 45-degree angle. So I turned 3 of them, 45-degree angle, same thickness, cut them in half, and you can flip and rotate each piece. And the hard part is getting it to come back together, because if you...
Oh, that's the hard part.
Yeah, the hard part is getting it to connect back together, because if one is off by a little bit, it won't, the angles won't line up. So, and the thickness is a big thing, like they all have to be the same thickness, or you can glue them back together. And then the other tricky part is trying to figure out how to glue these seams, so I had to hot melt glue a bunch of things on here, and rubber bands and tape and clamps, and try and figure out how to get this thing.
How long did that take you?
This one I think took like 50 or 60 hours or so. It's just an art piece. This one's pretty old. And it's cracked, which is a bummer.
Wow, that's amazing.
But I'll
That's
keep
amazing.
it. So.
All right, well, tell me about your YouTube channel.
YouTube channel, I've been putting stuff on YouTube for maybe 2 years now. Consistently, probably for the past year. And I started out just making like 15-second videos for Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that, as a way to kind of remember the thing that I had made. A lot of times I make this really elaborate piece and then someone buys it and I'll never see it again. So it was another way of having, the pictures, the final pictures, but now I have the entire process of me making the thing. So it kind of just started off for me, just to have a way to remember what I made, and started putting them on YouTube. People started watching them.
Yeah.
Found out there's this whole super cool community of people on there.
Yeah.
And everyone hangs out, and there's meetups and stuff like that. So it's led to me just putting out more and more consistent content and videos, and it definitely challenges me to come up with new ideas and new designs, and try and put something out there that maybe hasn't been seen or been done before. So yeah, and then people get to learn a little bit from the process and enjoy something being made. So it's been a lot of fun.
Well, I noticed that you don't do any how-to like talking videos. Why is that?
I kind of want them to remain timeless, so you can just come in and watch the process of this thing being made. I guess I haven't developed my talking abilities on the camera as well.
You're doing just
well,
fine.
I'm doing fine here, but
people don't like the stuff that's too scripted though.
Yeah.
Like this show.
Yeah.
But so anyway, I just encourage you to, just because of my channel, I used to only do high-speed videos, and then people said, could you please do some how-tos? And now in terms of my channel, the majority of my views via suggested videos comes from my how-to one. So when I'm not putting videos, I'm still getting a constant stream of views.
Yeah.
Because on the high-speed videos, there's a big spike
Yeah.
of views, and you don't hardly get any unless a website picks it up. With how-tos, they're searchable, and people just keep coming back to watch them.
Consistency.
So, and I can show you some of that later.
Yeah, no, I want to get into that type of stuff. So.
It takes more time, but if you want to have a good revenue stream on YouTube that's reliable, consistent, then how-to videos are the way to go. Especially because your stuff is so unique, and how you come up with these angles and how you get everything fit together. I mean, it's a mystery to people, but when there is a science behind it. If you can teach that to people, they'll just come back for more.
Yeah, I would love to break down the process of how to make like a Taurus. It's this very extreme thing. It's got 130 pieces that all have to, 130 tapered rings that all have to come together, and I feel like seems very intimidating, but
you break it down.
But if you break it down,
steps.
like, okay, cut 2,000 pieces, glue
Yeah.
those 2,000 pieces together, you know,
Wow.
and go from there. So I think it's something that could be more obtainable by people if I had a how-to video on it. So
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna get into that soon.
Yeah. Now you may, like we're doing just simple stuff. This is the J-Bates way of capturing.
Yeah,
it.
this is pretty cool.
And then you just put it on your phone. These are just Apple headphones and there's a small microphone on it, but it's fairly straightforward. Now also if you get a really high quality camera, now you can see I have a $169 Canon PowerShot
I like it.
170, but it works just fine. The sound's not so good on it, so we're recording it separately. So
Yeah.
it's a little extra work, but no, this is great. So I just can encourage you to, if you get in the how-to stuff, you can just have more. It'll improve your subscriber base, but also just be a better revenue stream.
Yeah.
So just something to think about.
Good info. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, Now, so I've been on YouTube since 2008. Now,
That's a long time. That's awesome.
it is, but I didn't really get serious about it till about 2 or 3 years ago. But it took like 3 years to get to 1,000 subscribers, and then
Wow.
it kind of went higher than it's
Yeah.
gone up from there. But you just started YouTube like a year ago.
No, I've had my account for a couple years now, but I hadn't uploaded a video. It was just for watching other people's
Yeah.
videos. I've been consistently putting up like 3 to 5 videos a month for about a year.
Oh wow, okay, yeah. The consistency is important.
Yeah.
Now I can't just do that much. It kills me the way I do it, just hand tools. But still, yours takes so much time as well. So you're doing this how many days a week?
I'm here like 5-6 days a week.
And how many hours you spend in your shop?
Minimum of like 8 hours, but sometimes I'll stay here 16, 17 hours.
When you're in the groove, it's
when you're in the groove and the music's going.
Yeah, I just say it's a game of momentum. It
Yeah.
takes a while to get going, but once you're rolling, you don't want to stop. You want to just keep going.
Yeah, I usually do one like late night every week where I'll stay here till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
What's with the lasers and the fog? I mean, doesn't that kind of get in your way?
Keeps it fun. It's all on one switch too, so if
Okay.
you find the switch in here.
I don't know if I can.
Yeah.
Now, how do you get your business? How do people find you? How do people, you sell lots of things. So.
Yeah, I get business through my website. I probably get about half of the stuff.
What's the name of your website?
woodbytoth.com. But it started out just local, just making the tap handles for different breweries, making tables for restaurants, just things for neighbors, for friends, it just grows and expands, and you just meet people, make more connections. And
do you have random people from other countries or other parts of the U.S. that commission you?
oh yeah, I've shipped a couple vases to England, shipped one to Dubai, I've shipped them all over the world. So yeah, I get commissions from people all over the place. I've made tables, someone's in Nantucket, they want a table, make it here, ship it to them. So yeah, I'm not, I don't limit myself just to the people in my
But you're a classic, as you started out talking about, your education, so you're classically trained in cabinetry making, right? I mean,
well, cabinet and furniture making, so
Okay.
like more museum quality pieces, 18th century design.
What do you mean by museum quality?
Like things like if you see it in a museum, we would go to museums, measure the piece, and then make replicas.
But is it the quality of it's made or the design or?
I don't know if it's much of the design. I think that helps, but it's the joinery that goes into it,
Okay.
the finish, the materials, grain selection, all the things that.
the highest end.
Yeah,
right?
the highest, all the things that are going to make a piece last, hundreds of years. You can go in and touch, a Bombay chest of drawers from the 1800s, and the coat of shellac that's on it is still just as, soft and polished as the day they put it on.
So you enjoy the turning, but your way to make money is you still draw back on the skills that you got.
Yeah, all the furniture I make is all designed to last, someone's lifetime. Mortise and tenon, hand-cut dovetails,
Wow.
just quality materials, no MDF anything,
What's
so
MDF?
medium density fiberboard.
Okay.
Yeah, just cheap goods, stuff like
Yeah.
that. So yeah, I try and keep the quality as high as possible. Now, if you buy a table from me, you're never gonna have to, get another one.
That's great.
So I find people coming to me and saying, I want you to design our table. We're gonna have it for a lifetime. you know, like
that's what inspires you, something that high quality.
Yeah, and that's like really cool. Someone's like, okay, we want you to make this thing for us. We're planning on having it, you know, literally until we're not around anymore, and then we're gonna pass it down. So I'm like, all right, that's cool. You're gonna have your name on a piece that's in someone's house that they use every day.
That's crazy. Now, you like to turn, and I was thinking you had like the biggest, fanciest, largest lathe ever. You know, I have a foot-powered lathe.
Yeah, I've seen that.
But I can't really do the stuff you do, so tell us about your lathe that you have.
I bought this thing in 2007 at a trade show. I got it like half off for $800 because it was the floor model.
Okay.
My dad helped me buy it. I had sold a couple of vases prior, so I'd like saved up, you know, a good amount of money, and I was turning on a little tiny jet lathe, which is just like a benchtop one, and I turned like 30 of my vases that are in that series of 100, and like the first 30 were turned on that little lathe. And so I got this thing, and I've had it ever since then, and it's awesome. I made these like riser blocks that go underneath it on both the headstock and tailstock, so I could turn really large bowls and vases. So yeah, it's my favorite piece of machinery in the shop. It's you can make things very organic off it. You put a raw piece of wood on there, you can turn a bowl out of it. You know.
But is it because of the lathe itself, or you're saying any lathe?
No, you can do that with any lathe. Yeah.
Is this your dream lathe, or are you going to upgrade?
No, I'd like to upgrade. Yeah, I'd probably get the one-way.
Has a manufacturer ever come to you and said, use this lathe? And
not yet.
Yeah. Hey guys and gals, Kyle Toth.
Yeah, no, I definitely want to upgrade.
Yeah, I do know some people that we know have a lot of sponsors with different vendors, and they really want to get the up and comers. You know, so that's awesome. So this is really the center of your shop, at least for. So this is where you do the work, but then you've got all the prep work.
Yeah, all the prep work, and just glue up, waiting around. Glue time. That's people. I've had someone ask me, "What's your favorite tool in the shop?" And my favorite tool is glue. And I wouldn't be able to do half of this stuff, any of it, without glue. You know, you wouldn't be able to do it without glue. So it's pretty amazing what you can do. You can glue up some crazy stuff.
That's awesome. Yeah. You know, what I want to do is let's get a shop tour in here, and let's show people around and talk about some of the things you're working on, some of your approaches, and maybe we can go up to the gallery as well and show some people stuff. So let's just keep this rolling.
All right. Do you want to see the Taurus thing?
Yeah, let's start with the Taurus.
Let's see. Hopefully this will show up on can you see that? The drawing of it? Does it come into focus?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you can kind of see
Just run your fingers over.
Yeah, so it's going to go up and around and come back down. So it's made of, let's see, 100. The big ring has 112 of these rings.
Okay.
And this little ring has 56. There's 12 pieces in each ring. And I designed it so that it'll have 2016 pieces in the entire piece.
Okay, hold it. My brain's exploding right now. So I think this is exactly why you need to do how-to videos, because people would love to understand this. So you did some calculations here.
So this is my ring here. So I divided it into 12 quadrants, and so that's the size of each piece.
Okay.
Right there. So I made it a little bit big so I could turn it down to the sides. And then I took that and I divided it into 28 sections for the quarter. So each ring, it's like a piece of a pizza. If you were to, cut a piece of pizza 28 times on the quarter, you'd have each slice would be 3.2 degrees. So that means that these rings are thicker or thinner on one side and thicker on the other side. So that taper is 3.2 degrees.
And how are you getting that taper?
I made a little sled here. I made 10 of these, and I hot melt glue these down to it and send it through a drum sander.
Okay, got it.
And then I glue it up into sections and just keep on going. And I'll glue it up into quarters, and then I'll glue it up into halves, and then the whole thing will be glued up. It'll be made as two Tauruses, and then I'll turn those and then cut them apart. And glue them back together. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Because this whole thing, once it's already glued up, I'm gonna have to turn it and get it symmetrical and round all the way.
Okay.
So,
Yes,
so yeah,
sir.
this is the current project.
Okay.
And then this is the last, or one. This is the first
That's
donut
amazing.
Taurus that I made.
That is amazing.
So this one inspired the second one. The second one inspired this one.
That's
So.
great. That's great. Okay. Let's go over here real quick and check out, again, work in progress, but those two legs you got there.
Yeah, these were in school we had the project to make a footstool, and instead of making a footstool with one style legs, we had 4 different styles of legs. So you have to learn how to make 4 different types of legs, and these was the harder ones to do.
Okay.
So I made extras and have samples of them.
That's
so
great.
This one has like a shell carved on the face of it.
Okay.
This one's called a tri-foot, I believe. And then this one is a ball and claw foot, and there's some carving down the face of it, and then the ball and claw down here.
Okay.
Which I haven't finished yet, but I kind of wanted to leave it as a sample to show, how I went about making this. So these are just samples I show people in the shop.
Now, show me the first toolbox you made.
Oh, my toolbox down here. This was our one of our first projects in school. The whole thing is, let's see, some stuff in there. So yeah, the whole thing is dovetailed together. The whole case is dovetailed together. It's really, really dusty. Yeah, and all the drawers are dovetailed. Yeah, it's just a place to keep our tools.
Okay.
So this was
Beautiful.
our first project. Thank you. And it has like a lid on the front, and you can lock it. And I painted a spray paint can on it. So.
That's great. That's great. Let's do a quick look at the rest of the shop. So
Yeah, so this is my, tool wall. It's not completely organized yet, but it will be one day. So just some of my nicer tools, my chisel rolls, my hand planes. I love stuff like this where it messes with your perspective.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's great.
So, and then fog machines are up top.
Fog machine up top with the laser
Lasers.
beams. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
So this is like another carving I'm working on. There's a lot of projects going on here. Gonna power carve the whole thing with a grinder, just make it like a smooth, flowing wave shape.
That's great. Okay, and this is the extent of your
This is it right here.
videoing, huh?
I have 2 of these. This is a Hero 4, and now I shoot with primarily this thing, but if I need 2 shots, I have 2 GoPros.
Yeah.
I used to shoot and edit all my stuff on an iPod.
Really?
Yeah.
This is where people think you need a ton of money to get into
No,
YouTube.
you want to see my first
You don't need
editing
to.
device?
What you need is passion, desire.
I used to edit on this thing
That's amazing.
with the iMovie that came on this little thing. And still like half of my videos that you watch are edited on this busted
That's awesome.
this busted thing.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, I would shoot on the GoPro, and I'd send all the footage to the iPod. It'd take like 15 hours to transfer all the footage.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is my first drum sander. It's what I use to taper the rings on here. And just, the standard drill press, bandsaw. Cool story about this bandsaw. I got this when I graduated high school as a graduation gift. Everyone was getting laptops and computers and stuff like that, and I got a bandsaw.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. And just, finishing stuff up there. This is the bigger drum sander. It's got 2 heads inside. So I can put 2 different grits on there. Send the tabletop through, and it comes out nice and smooth. This is my second favorite machine. This planer is so awesome. You can send so much wood
That's
through there.
awesome.
I've sent thousands and thousands of board feet through there, and I still haven't changed the carbide heads. They're still just
That's awesome.
shop, so. And then the whole thing's on a 1 central dust collector outside. Oh, this chop saw! I've cut probably close to 75,000 pieces on this chop saw.
Wow.
So-
Let's head up to your gallery. I like the turf.
The turf on the stairs?
Yeah, it's awesome.
It was meant to kind of clean your feet as you come up, so it won't be so dusty up here. So, yeah,
Okay.
how's the lighting? Is it okay?
It's good. It's good.
Okay. Yeah, so this is just my showroom with all of pieces that I'm either keeping for a show or that I just want to keep in general. So this is the Pasadena dining table. There's a video on YouTube of how I made this thing. It's not attached right now. But yeah, I want to make some chairs to go around it.
Okay.
This is my latest vase, the 97th one.
So what do you mean 97th?
98.
I mean, you're...
98. This is my 98th segmented vase that I've made. So I started a series, excuse me, I started a series of 100 vases and bowls back in 2007. I said I was going to turn 100 segmented vases.
Okay.
So that is my 98th one.
Well, tell me about this table now.
So this table, let me move this here. This table is carved with that leopard print. That
Yeah, that's the pattern. Wow, that's amazing.
And yeah, it's got, I forget how many little spots. I think there's over like 10,000 spots on there, all carved with like a little Dremel. It took me about 200 hours to make, and it has this mandala on the top. I just love these repeating simple curves, and if you put enough of them together, you get a really cool.
That's great.
Really cool thing. So,
wow,
yeah,
amazing.
So this is my 95th one, or no, sorry, 94th. I believe. I don't know. I'm getting mixed
And that's
up.
ebony on top.
Yeah, this is ebony on top and walnut. I like how you get that shimmery look when you spin them.
Wow.
This is the Corona vase. It's my 95th one. And this little guy, I made 3 of these. So there was one that was like this tall, and then this one here.
Okay, what's this next contraption?
Oh, this thing is pretty fun. It's called a Mobius strip. So if you start here and you follow this edge all the way around, you end up back where you started. So it has one surface and one edge on the whole thing. It's a real mind bender. You don't want to think about it too hard, Chris.
How did you make that?
It's made of 90 tapered triangles, and each triangle tapers 4 degrees and rotates 4 degrees. So
That's nuts.
every piece is literally different than the last one. So, and then it had all the pieces were like stepped, so it had like steps going over the whole thing, and then I had to like surface carve the whole thing. And trying to figure out ways to clamp this thing is a nightmare.
Wow.
For like trying to figure out a way to clamp it so you can work on it.
Okay, now I couldn't help it. We have to go back here.
Oh yes.
And here's Kyle naked on a motorcycle. So do you just want to explain this whole thing and why I shouldn't be freaked out by that?
Every year I make a calendar where I'm not really wearing too much. I've made it for like 4 years now, and it's just fun. Me and my friend
Find different ways to
find different ways, entertaining ways to get me naked and get me out in the wild, and we make a calendar of it every year. This one over here has got to be my favorite one. It's me in my hand.
Okay, here's...
Flicking myself off.
That's amazing.
And I'm wearing a suit. And this little guy's me.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it's just, we have fun with it, and now it's turned into a thing where people buy them every year. So I have like 100 printed, and last year I think I sold like 120 of them. So it's
That's
fun.
awesome.
So yeah, it's just fun.
Wait, you also got a George Jetson chair here.
Yes, this thing is super comfy.
Now that looks like it's going to break if you sit on it.
Oh no, you can sit. You can sit out here, and that's fine. So
That's
it's
awesome.
got a mortise and tenon that goes all the way through that thing at a 62-degree angle, so it works more on leverage than I guess glue strength. So
That's cool.
but yeah, it's really comfy.
Oh, here, let's check this out. So this is another example of, let's see if the, with the pattern.
So I wanted to kind of make, I've made a couple signs for people's businesses with this pattern. So this was the first one that I used as a sample. That way
Beautiful.
I could show it to other people. And once again, there's like repeating, what are those, hexagons on there? Sorry.
Okay, wow, this is amazing. What is this?
It's a little coffee table. And it looks like it's, you know, either being assembled or destroyed. It's kind of inspired from the game Minecraft. And a couple other like pieces that kind of have like a distortion look to them that I've seen online.
What do you call this? I mean, this.
I don't have a name for
I
it.
thought it was like a waterfall or something.
Oh, I call it just a falling brick table.
Okay, falling brick table.
Falling
Okay.
brick table, yeah.
You can see, got the pattern in there again.
Yeah,
the TOTH pattern right there.
I wanted it to look like this, like leopard print was kind of inside there already, and as the pieces were dropping off, it was like exposed.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like that way, like you could see like a little snippet of this pattern inside.
So it starts even, yeah. Okay.
So I wanted to give the illusion that the whole inside of this thing is carved, which maybe it is. I'm just not going to tell you.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's organic. It's part of the wood. That's what's great about it.
So yeah, it's this little coffee table. It's really stable. People were like yelling at me that it's like not, you know, you can tip it here, but
it's for coffee.
It's for coffee. Yeah. Like it's, you know, it's more of a, hey, look at this really cool piece of furniture that's also art.
Wow.
You know, it doesn't need to be.
Now I see you got a couple guitars. Now, where'd you learn to make guitars?
I would sit in on some of like the violin making lectures. I would kind of go down there and just wander around at North Bennett Street School, just hang out. But this, I took an acoustic making guitar class when I was in school at Palomar College. So, and I sat in on the electric making guitar class afterwards and just hang out.
Oh, cool.
So yeah.
All right, now I got to ask, what is this?
That's the infamous backpack.
This your backpack in college?
And in high school.
In high school?
Yeah. This thing weighs like 20 pounds. Straight back.
Hold on, let me get over here where the light's a little better.
Yeah. Actually, I had a fish tank that mounted on here.
Okay, I gotta ask, were you bullied in high school?
Not at all. Not with this.
I mean,
backpack.
if I was in high school, I would bully you because before I did woodworking.
But people would try and bump into me, and I would just turn a little bit, and they get knocked with a wooden backpack, and they won't bump into you anymore.
Here, let's turn around. Look at that, TOTH.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So this was it. So this kind of like started me off.
Oh wait! I want to see what's inside of it.
Oh yeah, let me show you. This started me off on the path that kind of got me into making all of this stuff here. So I used to make
what is that?
Wooden binders.
A wooden binder.
Yeah, wooden binders. Yeah. So yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Good branding, man. You gotta have your brand.
So yeah, there was a fish tank that mounted on here.
A fish tank?
Yeah, and I would take this little beta fish to school on Fridays.
You put a fish in it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Fish tank Fridays.
Fish tank Fridays.
Yeah. And I would set them up on my like desk in class and feed them, play around with them. Teachers hated me. Some of them really liked me.
That's awesome, man. All right. Okay, what is this right here?
That's from Jimmy DeResta's, what is it, printing press? Yeah, just from his printing press.
Sweet.
I broke the glass on it, but I made 2 of them and I sent him one because he sent me the poster and he signed it and everything too. So.
Nicely done, Jimmy.
Yeah, thanks, dude.
What I really like about these steps is these screws sticking out.
Careful.
Take the flesh right off. Hey Kyle, thanks for the visit and all the cool stuff. I really enjoyed it.
Of course, thanks for coming by.
You betcha, and look forward to seeing you at one of the woodworking shows in the future.
I will be there, yes.
So check out YouTube channel.
Yeah, YouTube channel. Just search my name, Kyle Toth, and check out the stuff on my website, woodbytoth.com. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff too.
Awesome. Thanks everybody. Hope you enjoyed this second edition of Chat with Chris. Take care. Thank you. Awesome, man. It's awesome.
Yeah. I like it, man. I'm so happy to be your second one.
Yeah. This is my first edition of Chat with Chris. I have with me Matt CREMONA from Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's a great YouTube channel.